How do you wake up every single morning feeling refreshed? Most businessmen treat sleep as whatever they have left at the end of the day. That's not a sleep problem. Guess what? That's a management problem. You'd never run your business that way. So why is it okay to run your body like that? Welcome to Longevity Masters. I'm your host, Grant Hutchby, and this show exists to help executives and entrepreneurs reclaim optimal years of life by reversing their biological age. And I'm on a mission to turn back time and simply reclaim as many years of optimal life as possible. I believe that we should treat our body in the same level of attention that we treat our business. Today, we're in the fix cycle, which is the operations department. And the last session, we covered sustained energy, which is how you run your day. Today, we're focusing on exactly how you recover from it, because recovery isn't automatic, it's scheduled. And most people are running a business that never properly shuts down. In your body, that means the night shift never starts. No shutdown signal, no repair, no reset. Because if recovery fails, everything else slows down. So let's dive in. So today we're going to talk about the one team in your business that operates after hours, which is the field team, and the two staff members that you've probably been cancelling on every single night without even knowing it. So this session, as you probably can imagine, is about recovery, but not the way most people think about it. It's not about getting more sleep. It's about scheduling the right conditions so that your body can actually start the repair process. That is what youthful recovery is all about. So we're going to cover 5 things today. The first thing is to understand why recovery is scheduled, not automatic. The second thing is we're going to meet the 2 staff members managing your night shift. And then we're going to bust the myths that are wrecking your sleep. And then number 4, we're going to learn the timing rules that your body runs on. And then hopefully you'll leave with 1 to 3 things that you can implement tonight. And by the end of this session, you'll understand exactly why your body is either recovering properly at night or running into the next day still broken. You'll get to know the 2 staff members, again, that are responsible for that recovery and exactly what KPIs to track. And I absolutely want you to leave with things that you can action and implement straight away. So we've already done sustained energy. That was the office team, cortisol and insulin. It's the metabolic layer. And now we're moving up to Y in the system, which is youthful recovery. The field team is the circadian layer, and this is where most people are completely unmanaged. Everything below today's session is already in place if you've implemented the previous sessions. And now we're going to layer the recovery on top of it. So the KPIs we're tracking here is sleep score for the night shift manager and restorative sleep hours for the maintenance and repairs. These are how we will know if what we're doing is working when it comes to our recovery. So if you've not got a wearable device, you might not be able to track these KPIs. However, we track these via Whoop, and there are lots of other wearable devices out there that will track your sleep score and your restorative sleep hours. And just to be clear, restorative sleep hours are your deep sleep, SWS sleep, and your REM sleep. So I want you to think about your best businesses. Most of the infrastructure work doesn't happen when the team is at their desk. It happens overnight. Servers update, computers cool down, systems back up, maintenance runs. And if you cancel that overnight work, the whole operation starts degrading. Things overheat and things become less efficient. Your body is exactly the same. Every single day, you're running on the output of last night's repair work. If the repair crew didn't clock in, you're running degraded. And most people are doing this every single night without even realizing it. So let me introduce the staff. So you've got melatonin and growth hormone. We'll get into each one into detail in a second. But before I do, remember this one thing. While the office is dark, the field team is working. The question is, are you letting them? Almost everyone thinks that melatonin is a sleeping pill. That's why they pop one late at night and wonder why they're still awake. Melatonin doesn't knock you out. It sends a signal and tells your body that it's time to shut down. It sets that sort of shutdown sequence. Your pineal gland starts producing melatonin when it gets dark. That's it. That's the trigger. Darkness. And the signal cascades through your entire system. Your body temperature starts to drop. Your heart rate slows, and cortisol has its final pullback to allow you to get to sleep properly. And the whole business starts preparing for the night shift. But here's what breaks it: light, and bright light after dark. Your phone, your TV, your kitchen overhead lights, your body reads that as daylight. So the night shift manager never gets the signal to clock in, and the repair process never starts. What I want you to do is just have a think about your last week. What time did the lights in your house actually go down? Not when you went to bed, but when did the environment genuinely get dark? Was it just before you go to sleep? Was it half an hour before you go to sleep? When did those lights go down? And I want you to realize this, that this is the single most important mechanism in this whole session. So we got the rules. Rule number 1, 2 to 3 hours before bed, you want to be asleep. You need to dim everything, not just your phone. You can do things with your phone like putting it in night mode so it doesn't emit blue light, but you've got the overhead lights, the kitchen lights, the TV. Drop the light intensity in your whole environment. That's what gives your night shift manager the signal to start. And here's a pro tip. If you're somewhere where the lights can't be turned down, get blue light blocking glasses. For me, they've been absolute game changer in reducing down the amount of blue light that I get into my system 2 to 3 hours before I go to bed. Rule number 2, have the same bedtime every night. Businessmen think that they can make up for a late Thursday with an early Friday. So if you've gone to bed late one night, you think you can make up for it by going to early to bed the next night. You can't bank sleep like you bank cash. The manager clocks in on a schedule. Miss the schedule, and guess what? You miss the opportunity. A pro tip for a consistent bedtime is to have a consistent wake time. So if you want to go to bed at 9 p.m., you need to wake up 16 hours before 9 p.m., which would be about 5 a.m. in the morning, right? So if you wake up at 5 a.m., 16 hours later is 9 p.m. So get a consistent wake time, and over a period of time, it will make your bedtime consistent. You'll be able to get to sleep easier as well. Rule number 3, and I'm repeating this from a previous session: screens. I know, but I'm telling you again because it matters more here than anywhere else in the system. The blue light from a screen late at night is chemically identical to morning daylight. Your brain can't tell the difference. So we covered light in the foundation session. And if you've not watched or listened to the foundation session, go back and listen to that session. We're revisiting it now because it is the primary lever in your whole week's sleep schedule. Everything else in this session builds on top of getting this right. Now think about this. Has anything changed in your evenings since the episode on light? Or if you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch it. But is your phone still in your hand at bedtime? If you haven't watched or listened to the foundation session, please do, because it just gives you so much insight. When are you using your phone? How much are your lights turned on? Have a look around in your environment when it's about 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. What's the environment like? Are there bright lights everywhere? Are you constantly on your phone? When does all that stuff shut down? These aren't complicated, but they require structure, which is exactly what this system gives you. So next we're on to growth hormone. Most people associate growth hormone with bodybuilders. That's the damage that the supplement industry has done. Growth hormone is not a performance drug. It is the most important repair system your body has, and it runs automatically overnight if you give it the right conditions. Think about what you put in your body throughout the day. You're making decisions, you're managing people, you're managing problems, clients, and your own psychology. Every stress response you have has a cortisol spike, an adrenaline hit, and it leaves a mark on your day: cellular damage, inflammation, mental load. Growth hormone is the crew that repairs all of that shit that happens throughout the day. So your tissue, your energy systems, your brain cells, the lot. And it peaks in the first 90 minutes of deep sleep, not at the end of the night, not after a lie-in. It's in the first cycle of your sleep, which means if your sleep start is late, fragmented, or even disrupted, the repair window has already closed before it's even opened. It's not just for me, it's the mechanics on how it works. So I've got a little bit of a question for you. When was the last time you woke up and genuinely felt restored? Not just rested, actually repaired. If you can't remember, this session is definitely for you. Now, let's talk about how you actually solve it. So, rule one, and this one surprises people: insulin blocks growth hormone. They can't both run at the same time. If you eat late at night or just before you go to bed, your body is still processing that food while you're sleeping. Insulin is still circulating around your body, and your maintenance crew is sitting in the car park waiting to start because they can't work together. Rule number two: temperature. Your core body temperature has to drop to trigger deep sleep. A cool, dark room isn't a preference, it's a condition. It's about 17 to 19 degrees centigrade. Get some blackout blinds or an eye mask. Don't have like any ambient light from devices. Try and block as much light. Even the little LED lights from your TV can disrupt your sleep. Give the nighttime maintenance crew the right working environment. If you give them the right working environment, they will do their job properly. And then rule number three is about what happens once you're actually asleep. Getting to bed on time is only half the job. If something disturbs that first hour, like alcohol in your system or late night caffeine you had, your repair crew can't do its work properly. They show up, but they can't function as well as they could do, as well as they should do. So, what's your honest pattern on a normal weeknight? Because most people I speak to know exactly which habit is costing them. They just haven't connected it to killing their recovery. And it's about connecting the dots. You probably know which one it is. Are you eating a little bit too late, or are you having a pint to wind down? There will be something that is blocking your recovery or your ability to have really good recovery. And this next point is a big one. And I've already mentioned it, but I want to make a big point. Alcohol is the most socially accepted way to cancel your maintenance crew. One glass of wine or a pint near bedtime, and your repair crew never get the call to start. That's not a judgment. That's just how this works. Once you understand the cost, you might make a different decision. Now, it doesn't mean to never drink alcohol. It means that you need to think about it before you do, because everything you do has a sacrifice. It just depends what you want to sacrifice at the time. So Here's your framework for the field team: 2 staff members, 6 rules, 1 objective. Make sure the night shift clocks in and runs the full repair cycle every single night. Melatonin: give it the darkness that it needs. Give it a consistent schedule. Growth hormone: stop feeding it insulin close to bed. Create the right room environment and protect that first sleep cycle so that you get that deep repair. If you do nothing else from today, just implement 1 rule from each column, just 1. Your sleep score will move, your recovery percentage will move, and your biological age will move in the right direction. So pick 1 from melatonin, pick 1 from growth hormone, just 1, and start tonight. So I've got another question for you. Out of these 6 rules, so for melatonin, we've got dim the lights 2 to 3 hours before bed, same sleep time every night, consistent sleep time, and then reduce screen light after dark. And then growth hormone, we've got no calories 3 to 4 hours before sleep. We've got cool, dark, quiet room. And then number 3, we've got protect the first 90-minute sleep cycle. So out of those 6 rules, which one are you already doing? And which one, if you're really honest, have you been avoiding or not consistent enough with? Remember, darkness drives repair. That's what youthful recovery is in 3 words. So, pop quiz. I love this part. This will test whether you've retained the information or not. So let's lock this in. 5 questions, no Googling. So what is melatonin's actual job? Write down your answer, or think of your answer if you're driving. Number 2, when does growth hormone peak? Number 3, what is the number 1 enemy of your night shift manager? Number 4, why does eating before bed suppress recovery? And then number 5, what matters more, hours of sleep or timing of sleep? So hopefully you've had to think about what your answers would be. We'll go through. If you get these wrong, these aren't trick questions. They're the exact mechanisms that we've covered today. If you can answer all 5, that's great. But not getting the answer right will just mean that you'll remember it more because you got it wrong. So that's what I'm trying to do here. It's just another way to trigger the memory so that you remember what you need to do in the situation. So what is melatonin's actual job? It's a timing signal. It tells the body to start the overnight shutdown sequence. What does growth hormone? When does growth hormone peak? In the first 90 minutes of deep sleep. Number 3, what is the number 1 enemy of your night shift manager? Artificial light after dark. If you didn't get that one right, I suggest you rewatch the session. Number 4, why does eating before bed suppress recovery? And the answer is insulin and growth hormone cannot run at the same time. And number 5, what matters more, hours of timing of sleep? And again, I hope you got this one right. It's obviously timing. A consistent sleep window beats extra hours every single time. So if you went to bed late last night, just the next night, go to bed at the same time that you always go to bed at. And that's it. That's the end of that particular session. And the next session, we move into the clean part of the pyramid and the marketing department. Marketing builds the capacity of your business, just like your body. Now we have the foundations nailed. We can look to increase capacity. We're going to meet the brand team, 2 staff members, businessmen have heard of, but almost nobody properly understands. So dopamine is your campaign manager. This is what drives motivation, reward, forward momentum. And it's the one thing being hijacked every single day by your phone, your notifications, and your bloody habits. Then we've got serotonin, who are the designers. They control like the baseline mood, stability, and they're the quiet engine behind the quality of your decision making. And they design how your body or your brand feels, just like in your business. If the field team is all about repair, the brand team is about regulation, hence system regulation. And we'll show you exactly how to manage both. So take care of your night shift this week. We'll see you on the next one. And just remember, be young, be happy, and be free, people.